Let's jump into lesson 7, Flashmasters. So, we're going to look at a week at a glance, talk about the Explore task some more. I know, you're tired of hearing about it. So am I. Then we're going to look into the Create task 2C, and then we're going to talk about what is due today. So, Wednesday. Today we're going to be completing Create Task 2C. As always, we're going to also be completing those Explore tasks. They are due this Friday. I saw a lot of people submitting their individual responses. I really appreciate it. I will be spending all day today and tomorrow grading your work for 2B, 2C, and then your Explore tasks. And so get that back to me as quickly as possible so that you guys can make sure you finish everything on time and don't have to stress out next week. So here are the one-on-ones for today. Joel, Carl, Jay-Z, Brian, Hosteen, Jonathan, Riaz, and Anthony wins. Please make sure you make those appointments today. It will be critical that you get those done. Here are the times for tomorrow and Friday. Check that out. Moving on. So here we are. 2C. They say capture and paste a program code segment that implements an algorithm. It will be marked with an oval in section 3. You don't have to worry about marking it with an oval just yet. That will be next week. And that is fundamental for your program to achieve its intended purpose. This code segment must be an algorithm you develop individually on your own, must include 2 or more algorithms, and must integrate mathematical and/or logical concepts. Give a picture of an algorithm code marked with an oval in program code section 3. Again, you're going to give a picture in this section for 2C, but it doesn't need to have an oval just yet. We will talk about that oval next week. Right now, all you need is that picture. We're going to talk about that later. So, looking at the rubric. 2C corresponds to row 4, row 5, and row 6. That means it is worth 3 points, the most of any individual response in the create task. 2B and 2C are probably the most important ones and will most likely be the most difficult for us to get. So if you don't get all of your points for 2B, 2 out of 2, and 2C, 3 out of 3 the first time around, it's fine. Implement our feedback and you'll get it on the second, third try. It's going to be all right. All right? So, row 4, make sure you select the code segment. Your selected code segment actually implements an algorithm. Row 5, make sure that your selected code segment implements an algorithm that uses mathematical or logical concepts, explains how a selected algorithm functions, and describes what the selected algorithm does in relation to the overall purpose of the program. Row 6, selected code segment implements an algorithm that includes at least 2 or more algorithms. At least one included algorithm uses mathematical or logical concepts, explains how one of the included algorithms functions independently. I know, that's a lot. Let's take a look at what this looks like in the actual rubric here. So you can see row 4, row 5, and row 6. Then let's take a look at the same example we saw yesterday. So yesterday we were talking about 2B, this kind of snake game that they had. Here is the 2C version of it. So again, you need an image of the algorithm. Notice that he does not have the oval on this one yet. There's no oval yet. Just a picture of the algorithm and then a description of it. Let's go through this rubric. Selected code segment implements an algorithm. Boom. Here's his code segment. There is definitely an algorithm here. That's row 4. 1 point. Row 5. Selected code segment implements an algorithm that uses mathematical or logical concepts. So there's clearly mathematical concepts here as well as logical. There's less than, there's equal, there's and. There's clearly logic being used. Therefore, this absolutely satisfies that condition. Explains how the selected algorithm functions. Right down here, there is an explanation of how this algorithm works. describes what the selected algorithm does in relation to the overall purpose of the program. And so this code segment was used in order to make the target move after touching my sprite, increase the difficulty of the game by changing the speed, and increase the length of my snake. Boom. You know exactly what this algorithm does. Very clear, very concise. All right, now for that final row, row 6. The selected code segment implements an algorithm that includes at least 2 or more algorithms. So I actually included a picture of that here. Here's one algorithm right here. Here's another algorithm right here. And so this larger algorithm implements both of these in order to do a larger task. At least one of the included algorithms uses mathematical or logical concepts. We already know that we definitely have that. Explains how one of the included algorithms functions independently. So here we can see that they zero in on one of the aspects of one of the algorithms, and then they are showing how that works independently in relation to the larger algorithm at work here. I know, there is a lot going on here. But don't worry, friends, we're going to get through it together. This is what you're going to be seeing today. Same thing, but I structured it a little bit differently to try to give you a better understanding of what you need to do. So one, you need to make sure that you actually have the picture of your algorithm. There needs to include 2 or more algorithms inside that larger algorithm. Your algorithms must integrate mathematical and or logical concepts. Make sure you have that picture included. Next, you're going to describe how the algorithm integrates 2 or more algorithms to form a new algorithm. So explain the process and how that fits in with everything else. Remember, you're going to be following this rubric. Make sure you're checking this and you're going back and forth to ensure that you satisfy every single bullet point here. There are 7 of them, so it's quite a bit. And again, here are a bunch of examples here. You can look at the videos and the written responses for 2A through 2D and section 3 for all of them, just to get a better idea of what you should be going for. And of course, you can reach out if you need any help. To receive full credit today, you need to complete Create Task 2C in the Google Classroom. Reminder, there are Zoom office hours today at 12:30. Join us if you need any help or you just want to ensure that you're on the right path. You know what you're doing. All right, friends, that's all we have today. I'll be talking to many of you very, very soon. Plus Ultra.